Hello, Mr. Chosa and my friends. My name is Bella, student number 032. And now I will explain you about my research paper. And my topic is about why do humans must fight the advancements of technology. All right, so my research consists of three parts. The first one is introduction or setting up the context, and then the analysis of the justification, technology algorithm, and also the pros and cons of the existence of AI. And the last one is the conclusion. All right, here is the statement from Fyodor Dostoevsky. And the reason why I choose this statement and provide this statement because it is eligible enough for my topic that is about the continuation of human being life in the future and also the existence of something that live around us that made by the human itself. All right, let's move to the introduction. In introduction, I will tell you about the urgency, the impact, and also the threat of the problem. So what is the problem? Basically, the development of technology in the terms of artificial intelligence or robot in this era grows massively. And the continuous life of human being becoming threatened by the existence of technology because it means that we will show the huge dependency on the technology evolution either nowadays or in the future. And how impactful it is. Basically, the existence of robot has threatened the continuous life of human being in the future. And in my research, I want to prove physical pattern of the human that is dynamic. Dynamic here means that we as the human, we cannot do many things in one time simultaneously without the support by the technology. But I want to answer the question, do we as the human, we just do nothing, but the world changes unpredictably without our contribution? And do we really let the robot superiority to take control of this world? All right, so here's the example of the product of artificial intelligence. All of them, three of these girls are a robot. They are not the real people. The first one, we have a Rosie. Rosie is the first Korean artificial intelligence. And Rosie also engaged not only as the virtual model or virtual influencer, but she is also a brand ambassador of many huge brand and popular brand in South Korea. And the next one, we have the Miquela, or also well known as the Lil Miquela. She is a 19 years old, a Brazilian American model, musical artist, virtual influencer, and also the real artist. She is a singer. She also has a song. She also has the production house and something like that. And she is the very first wrote artificial intelligence product. And the fun fact about Miquela is that her Instagram account is verified by the Instagram company, and she also has a fans club in this world because she is a very famous computer generated singer. And then the last one, we have Talasha, our local product from Indonesia. She is the very first Indonesian artificial intelligence or robot. And now I will give you and show you the example of how these robots engage in the real ambassador as a brand ambassador, endorsement, and also affiliation with many famous brands in this world.
대한민국 최초 건축 인플루언서 로지가 사진 중에서 뛰어나게 생긴
사람들은 날 신기해하지만 난 당신들이 더 특별해 보여. 자신만의 컨셉이 있으니까. 나도 찾았어. 나만을 위한 컨셉. 컨셉추얼 패션 플랫폼 Wake Up Your Concept. W concept.
All right, so the next one we have Talasha, who is engaged with the commercial film of the brand Indonesia with a real actress Yuki Kato.
Hai, Talasha, kamu bete? Macet nih. Nih, cobain. Bisa melarutkan semua masalah kamu. Chocolatos Drink. Nikmati coklat Italianya di mana aja. Bikin kamu rileks kapan aja. Chocolatos Drink. Bikin rileks. Lanjut. Mamma mia lezatos.
All right, let's move to the analysis or the result of my research. So before that, I will explain you about the technology evolution. It started in the 1930s when Alan Turing had the idea for a computer, and then someone called Jack Kilby invented the microchips, and then when the computer games was popular in 1970s until 1980s, and then the internet started when the Tim Berners and Lee in 1989 invented the World Wide Web, and it becomes a pioneer of the artificial intelligence in this world. All right, so the justification why humans more powerful because the first one, it's also engage with our young generation in the future. Why? Because if we show the huge dependency of the robots, the next generation cannot live normally with the bears in the social life because they only too dependent in the robot assistance. And then the second thing is that the next generation in the future, all of the people, they cannot build a real connection with the real people or even a robot because a robot doesn't have any emotion, and it will be very hard for human beings in the future to build a real connection with each other. And the last one is basically technology works effectively if we show the responsibility to work with it because we'll live with them as a helper, as a guidance, not as an essential thing. And we cannot let the technology to take over the control of this world. All right, so technology algorithm. Basically, technology or robot is relying on the logic because they are machinery and scientific improvement. But the concept of AI and the human brain is totally different because AI only focus on the scientific improvement. For example, a robot as the example of human brain, a doctor that is example of the human brain, and a robot as the example of technology. They are not same. Why? Because a doctor, they are not only cure and relieve some disease using the medicine, but they also give the treatment a direct approach and caring approach such as two-way communication, direct interactions, and then verbal affirmative and something like that. But in robot, they only said yes, how to make it clear something, how to do the thing. Because there is a concept of cause and effect that the robot doesn't understand too compared to human being in real life. And basically, the badness of dependency would be reduce the human capability. And that is why the assistant of the robot is not the essential thing. It is only the complementary thing that helps the human to do many things simultaneously in hurry and also in one time. And basically, a robot is our rival for the future. We show the dependency because they cannot take over the control of this world. But human is not the enemy of the robot because we have the different subjectivity of the body. For example, robot, they have body metals or something that powerful, but we also have the skin and bone, and it's not justifiable enough for us to against them in the future, like a real war or something like that. And here's the pros and cons of the existence of technology. The side that support the existence of technology believe that it is because the human nature that we cannot satisfied enough with everything that we want, and we want more and more. So we need the AI as the urgency because it helps a human a lot. And robot power is hugely different with the human power. But the people who still believe in a human capability, they believe that the accession of technology and artificial intelligence creates uncontrollable technology in the future because they are so expensive whenever it grows or teenage. And as the goal, we don't want the people to untrust their own capability because humans still the powerful creator in this world and it influences the human continuity. All right, so the conclusion. Basically, the conclusion is that we need our responsibility to live side to side with the robot or technology as the complementary thing, not as the essential thing. Why? Because we have a brain, we have the emotion that the robot doesn't have. And we still have the logic, we still have something that other creators doesn't have. But here, robot is not the living creatures. They are only a machinery, and it's not justifiable enough if we showed the dependency, a huge dependency to them. So it would be better if we have responsibility to live for with them because it has impacted the way people to live and engage in the social pursuit. And that is from me. I hope all of you who watch my explanation about the existence of artificial intelligence and human beings in the real life will bring you a new insight about it. And don't forget to stay alive, to be happy, and believe in your own capability and don't show many dependency on the technology. And you must be responsible to live in the midst of technology innovation in the future and those days. Thank you so much for listening and watching.